engine RPM, gear status, real coolant temperature, battery health and temperature. This and more is what OBD device has been collecting since episode 10. Time to show you what it can actually do. If you're on this channel for the first time, this is episode 16 of a long-term ownership project. One car, 1 million kilometers, real data. The channel description has more details. This episode was supposed to include a visit to Brașov, the next country capital on the list. But not everything goes to plan. Botoșani was originally scheduled, but a family gathering changed that. And that same gathering kept me busy enough that I completely forgot to film anything from the city. Since I'll need to return to Brașov anyway, the city visit will be part of a future episode. No county capital this time, and I apologize if that's what you were expecting. So after this short introduction, we're going straight into the technical discussion. The topic is the OBD device I've been using in the last few weeks, and the one that I've received several questions about. The trip covers approximately 450 kilometers, and the data collected along the way becomes part of the presentation, making this a demo with real data straight from the car. The device is an OBDLink LX, a Bluetooth adapter that plugs into the OBD2 port of the car. You'll find the purchase link into the description. Before you consider buying one, this specific model works with Android only. For iOS, you'll need to use the MX version. That's specified into the product description, so just make sure you get the right one for your setup. Once connected, it reads data directly from the car's ECU. That's the electronic control units that manage everything from the engine to the hybrid battery system. The app comes with the device and works on your phone. It also displays data on the car's central screen via Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Other apps are compatible too. I've tested several but decided to stick with the official OBDLink app. It can also export everything as a CSV file, which is what I use to generate the reports and the visualizations you've seen in the previous episodes. There are many configuration options in the menu. I won't go through all of them, just the ones that matters. When you connect for the first time, you need to set up the car. Some details are retrieved automatically. Others you need to enter manually. This here is the list of PIDs theoretically supported by the device. Not all of them are visible through this app, and that is a limitation to which I'll come back. Some values also allow manual calibration. For example, by default, the OBD shows vehicle speed 4 to 5 kilometers lower than the Bigster's dashboard. Since I found the car's dashboard reliable, I adjusted the OBD to match it. A quick explanation about what the PID is, because that is coming up a lot. PIDs, or parameter IDs, are standardized codes used to request specific data from a vehicle's onboard computer. Each PID corresponds to a single measurement, like engine RPM, coolant temperature, battery charge level, and so on. That data is read in real time through the OBD port. This is my dashboard setup. You can customize colors, shapes, size, order, and which PIDs to display. You do it once, then you just drive and monitor. For the central screen via Android Auto or CarPlay, you can configure up to 4 pages with 10 PIDs each. While driving, only the top 4 per page are visible. So it's worth putting the fast-changing ones first, like RPM, altitude, instant fuel consumption, and similar. The remaining 6 become visible only when the car is parked. A good place for trip totals like distance, time, fuel used, or cost. There's a more technical format I'm still evaluating. It captures many PIDs in a smaller file compared to the CSV I currently use, which could be very useful for the reports I'm building. And this is where I configure the specific PIDs captured in the CSV files for my reports. The files are automatically uploaded into a personal Dropbox account. Although some documents I need to manually trigger, as the app doesn't always do this properly. Let's have a look into what actually the OBD is returning for the Bigster. A real CSV sample from this trip. It doesn't contain every possible PID, but only those I found relevant for the project at this point. Adding too many slows down the reading rate and can cause data loss for the CSV logging. This list will evolve as the reporting is improving. If I am to split in categories, I have data about the engine and drivetrain, vehicle in motion, fuel, hybrid battery system, trip statistics, GPS and location, and the timestamp. The GPS data is what makes the route-based analysis possible, linking every measurement to a point on the map. This is the raw data as it comes out of the car. It's not easy to read without proper formatting. For a long trip, a single file can contain thousands of rows in this format. That's where the platform I'm building comes in, transforming these numbers into something more human readable. Structured tables, charts, and row type breakdowns. You've already seen early versions of that in previous episodes. Anyway, a dedicated episode on the platform is coming soon. A couple of bugs worth mentioning and how to handle them. If you move away from the car with your phone, the app disconnects from the OBD device. At that point, you have two options when you come back to the car: reconnect or dismiss. If you dismiss or close the app and then reconnect later, you may get an error when trying to access the dashboard, even though the central screen still works. To fix this, close the app completely and reconnect. That works every time for me. What seems to happen is that the previous session doesn't seem to close cleanly, and the app won't start the new dashboard until you force it shut down. The same issue can cause some values to stop showing on both dashboard and the car screen. Same fix. Close the app fully and reopen it. Not critical, but good to know before it catches you off guard. 3 honest limitations I've faced so far. First, the app reading. The official OBDLink app doesn't read all available PIDs. There are other applications I've tested that return more data. But for geopolitical reasons, I've chosen not to use them. I know, that's a shame. But the application I'm building should address these gaps, along with everything else the project needs. Second, phone dependency. The current setup requires a connected phone and the app running. That means a manual start for every trip, and the phone needs to stay in the car, otherwise the data isn't recorded. A simple example: if my wife takes the car for the groceries, that data is lost. Unless I install the app on her phone and walk her through connecting to the OBD every time. For full automation and for scaling this to other users, that's definitely not sustainable. I'm evaluating devices that can connect directly to the car's CAN bus, starting and stopping automatically with the car. I haven't made a decision yet, and I am open to suggestions, as the investigation is still ongoing. Third, the car central display. Honestly, I don't like how the data is presented here. Only 4 PIDs visible at a time while driving. The rest only appear when parked. It may be a safety feature, but it's annoying. Also, I'd prefer something more visual, some graphics. Easier to read at a glance, more like the phone's dashboard. That way the phone could stay in the pocket or not be used at all. Until a stable version of the platform is ready, this OBDLink device remains the primary data collection tool for the project. And it gives me more data than I ever had before. This replaces the manual Excel I built and showed back in episode 10. That approach required a lot of effort and wasn't sustainable long term. And manual data entry always carries the risk of introducing errors. Some manual work still remains, but since the OBD arrived, I no longer calculate data trip manually. That said, the phone dependency and the manual start meant I can't scale the way the project needs to. So the next step is clear: automate as much as possible. Because the real goal isn't to spend time managing data, it's to drive and have the data take care of itself. Any information at the push of a button or a click. No manual work, no internet research, trying to understand how my own car behaves. That's where all of this is going. And the timeline depends on how this project grows and on how much interest there is on a platform like this. That part is mostly up to you. Eventually, anyone can use the OBD occasionally, for error logging or for trip logging, but keep in mind those limitations I mentioned, which might be annoying. The OBD itself doesn't generate the structured reports I'm usually sharing, but the platform I'm building will. Next episode, the platform in detail. How it started, where it is now, how it works, and where it is going. If it's something you're interested in, stick around. A heads up about what is coming next. The Conti Capital series is going to pause for a while. Personal circumstances are taking me back to Italy. For how long, I'm not sure. But that is definitely not stopping this project. It simply adapts and it continues. On this one, I'll keep you posted. I'm fully committed to continue this project for you and with your support. If you have questions about the OBD setup, the data, or the application, just drop them in the comments. As usually, I read everything, and I will do my best to answer to everyone. Thank you, drive safe, and I'll see you in the next one.